Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. I happen to be Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog. I'm the sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media, the prodigy of production. Primetime Jaden Grimes is the executive producer, the man who, what do I like to say? He puts the go in the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
He is the movement to our bowels and fowls.
Oh God.
I don't know if I want to do
He
that.
puts the go in the show, so I thought
that kind
you
of
made him sound like Miralax.
Could have been like the waves in the ocean, anything.
Jaden Grimes gives us the runs.
That's right. That's right. We're coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeart Radio app and the YouTube machine. We want to hear from you on this meltdown Monday, this overreaction Monday, Champs and Chumps Monday. We have so much stuff to talk about today. We want you to enter that rage cage. That's that little red talkback microphone at the top of the page on the iHeart app. Press that microphone and rage away. Give us your hot takes. Do we have prizes today?
We have the Creme de la Creme prize today. Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets, weekend fan deck passes.
Ooh.
So that means you'll get to hang out up on what I believe is called now the Michelob Ultra fan deck between 15 and 16. Great way to catch the action. You will have VIP access to that by winning today.
All you gotta do is get in that rage cage and melt down on something. Meltdown Monday, rage about something. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. Let's get to some highlights and headlines. Let's start with this. Another great weekend for college basketball in the state of Florida. The Florida Gators, the defending national champions, they blow out Ole Miss 94-75. They're now 12-2 in the SEC, 21-6 overall. Right now they have a 2-game cushion atop the SEC. They've won 7 straight, 6 straight road games. They're 16-2 since mid-December. UCF won their second straight game, 73-71 at Utah. They're now 19-7, 8-6 in the Big 12 since 2009. No Big 12 team has missed the NCAA tournament after finishing above 500 in conference play. Again, UCF 8-6 right now in the Big 12 with 4 conference games remaining, including 2 against struggling Baylor and struggling Oklahoma State. You'd think UCF is almost a cinch to get in, Kraft.
I know, we're just not used to this, so I think there's a lot of trepidation among UCF Nation to say you're definitely in because UCF has been a little hot and cold this year. I think if they were to lose out, they would be on the outside looking in. Now, that's not likely to happen.
If they win one, I think they would get in.
I think I agree. And definitely if they win on Tuesday against BYU, because BYU is the 19th ranked team in the country. But I think one more ought to push them in. There's a lot that's looking in their favor. If you just look, the Big 12 is the best basketball conference in the country. You have a bunch of ranked teams that are at the top of the heap. Arizona, Houston, Kansas, Iowa State, Texas Tech, BYU. These are some of the best teams in the country. The very next team in the Big 12 standings is UCF. So that gives you an idea of exactly where they are, behind only some of the best teams in the country. And then when you look, I'm going quads on
Quad one?
Quad 1, they're 4-5. Quad 2, they're 5-2. Quad 3, they're 3-0, and Quad 4, they're 7-0. UCF has quite the resume in front of them.
There you have it. And how about Florida State? Robert McRae, the fifth, matched his season high with 29 points, including scoring Florida State's final 10 points. This was Saturday night. The streaking Seminoles defeat Clemson 70-65. They've now won 7 of their last 9 games. They're 14-13 overall, 7-7 in the ACC. Here's my overreaction. If FSU beats Miami in their next game, Miami's having a hell of a year. If FSU beats Miami, the Seminoles will get into the tournament.
It's just hard for me to fathom how that could happen when you have ACC this year has not been a great basketball conference, and Florida State right now sits smack dab in the middle. They're 7-7 in conference play. They're 14-13 overall. It just feels like they haven't quite done enough to loft themselves there. When you look at some of the best,
I said if they beat Miami in their, when is that, Tuesday? I think they play Miami. Yeah,
yes, they do.
Yeah,
they lost to Duke. They lost to UNC. They do have a win against Miami already this season. Lost to Houston. Like all those opportunities. Lost to Florida. Florida State doesn't have that signature win. I'm not sure that a win against Miami is that, given the fact that they already have one.
The Orlando Magic got a big win last night. Desmond Bain scores 36 points to lead the Magic to a 111-109 victory over the Clippers last night. Here's some highlights.
Got bigger fish to fry here. Down 4. Banchero going back to work on Jones Jr. No whistle, but Bain steps in, steals the ball away, and forces it up and in. That is muscle on muscle, and Dez won that one. Here's Bain. Closed off the free throw line by Niederhauser. He's going to back it way up. Shot clock's down to 5. Dez going to attack. Crossover dribble. He'll try a midi. That is up and good. Desmond Bain is rolling. And he has tied this game up at 107-34 on the night for DB3.
You cannot say enough about Desmond Bain. He is just a flat-out winner. That's it. Like, he's going to find a way no matter what. Beat up, banged up, it doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to will his team to a win, and that's just what he brings to this group, the toughness, the focus, making shots, getting downhill, all those little things within the game. He's making the right plays.
That's Coach Jamal Mosley. You know, we spend so much, here's a little overreaction for you. We spend so much time criticizing the moves or lack of moves that the Orlando Magic front office has made. How about we praise them, God forbid, for the Desmond Bain trade? Because Desmond Bain, right now, he's the MVP of the team. Without Desmond Bain, this would be a lottery team. How about that?
I saw somebody tweet this this morning, and I thought it was quite astute. I don't have the handle, so sorry you're not getting a plug here, but very wise. That Desmond Bain, so far, has not raised the ceiling of the Magic, which is why he was brought in. But he's raised the floor of this team. They would be bad this year.
Right.
Given their set of circumstances and everything that's gone on, if you just took Desmond Bain out of the equation, this would be a bad basketball team this year. He has been so good, and I'm with you. This is the difficult eval with the front office. I know that there's frustration, and Magic fans just always want somebody to point their finger to. It's not that simple, and we're not saying this just because Jeff Weltman comes on this show. Drafting Paolo number 1 overall when it wasn't the obvious thing to do was a good decision. You could have ended up with Jabari Smith, who's a nice player. He's not a star.
Right.
Okay, that would have been a bad pick. They had 2 picks the year prior. They took Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs. When you're not picking number 1 overall, and it's not obvious. Those were 2 home run picks. And then when they finally cashed their chips in for a big-time trade, they landed Desmond Bain.
Right.
That was a really good trade.
I agree.
So in their biggest moves, I think where the front office has failed is in some of the smaller moves, but in the biggest moves, which is more important than the small ones, they've hit home runs. And that's what's so tough about the evaluation of Weltman and company.
Interesting. Breaking news out of the NFL, the Atlanta Falcons plan to franchise tag tight end Kyle Pitts, likely keeping him under contract for at least one more season at about $16 million for 2026. Pitts, of course, the former Florida Gator, finished second among tight ends in receptions this past season with 88. Finished second in receiving yards as well with 928, trailing only Trey McBride of the Arizona Cardinals. Overreaction. Kravitz, you made fun of me when I drafted Kyle Pitts in the fantasy draft this past season. You won't be making fun of me or Kyle Pitts anymore. In fact, you will target Kyle Pitts as your tight end one next season.
All right, calm down now with the tight end one stuff. We've got some elite guys at the position. Trey McBride being tier one of that. How about a guy by the name of George Kittle? Ever heard of him? Brock Bowers. But after that, yeah, we can have a conversation about Kyle Pitts. Originally, when I saw this, that he was getting franchise tagged, I think because we had so many bad years with Kyle Pitts, you go, wait, what? Why would you want? That means you're locking him in, guaranteed top 5 paid at the position. That sounds crazy until you start looking at who the top 5 paid tight ends are. Yeah. George Kittle, okay, he's not Kittle. Trey McBride, not Trey McBride. Travis Kelce, I know Kelce's fallen off. He's not Travis Kelce, certainly not what Travis Kelce was. After that, it's TJ Hawkinson, meh. David Njoku, I think he just retired. Right. And Mark Andrews, auto-retire. Right. So that's the list. And Kyle Pitts is certainly at least in that category.
And those are your highlights and headlines.
Coming up next, Jack Hughes. Are we claiming this guy as our own?
Yes.
And how much pride, well, you already answered the question, so how much pride do you take in watching Team USA win? We're going to ask both of those questions when we come back here on Game On.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
You know, every city has a team it loves, a team it trusts, the ones that show up year after year and do things the right way. In Central Florida, air conditioning, that team is Ziegler Air Conditioning. All right, they've been part of this community for 40 years, helping hometowners stay comfortable through heat waves, cold fronts like tonight, storms, and long summers. They didn't get here by accident. They earned it. They installed my system. They maintain it twice a year, and they focus on efficiency and reliability. They don't oversell. They don't disappear when it's inconvenient, or when it's convenient, I should say. That reliability showed up when my AC broke down on a holiday weekend this summer. My God, it was 95 degrees outside. Other companies would have never even answered their phones. Ziegler Air picked up and sent help fast. That kind of response builds loyalty. It tells you everything you need to know about a company's priorities. In Florida, where air conditioning is essential, you want a company with experience, integrity, and staying power. That is Ziegler Air Conditioning. Give them a call, 407-245-8765, 407-245-8765. Tell them the Bulldog sent you. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
When you're buying a home, who you work with matters as much as anything else in the process. That's why you need Kevin Krager with LPT Realty on your side. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is twofold. Kevin's strong background in construction certainly helps, and the understanding of the investment side of home buying. Any expert you talk to says that using an agent who is also an investor is the true cheat code to doing this home buying endeavor in the best possible way. Kevin knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. From foundation to roofline, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or any upgrades that you may need. Call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
Accident, I-4 eastbound at State Route 535, blocking the left lane. Slowdowns as well, 408 westbound at Crystal Lake Drive. Crash there is blocking the right lane. Also a slow ride, Forest Turnpike southbound between 417 and Osceola Parkway. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Accidents don't just happen between the hours of 9 to 5. That's why we make ourselves available to talk with you 24/7. For a Farah fight, day or night, you know who to call. Farah and Farah.
Orlando. Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers-only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
These days, you've got two choices. Buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. We know which one we'd choose. That's why at Firestone Complete Auto Care, we have thousands of ASE certified technicians nationwide trained to spot an issue with your car before it becomes a problem, no matter the make or model. Get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Call or go online at firestoneauto.com to book today.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
International Diamond Center makes getting the ring of her dreams easier than ever. March 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's our annual Tacori and Viraggio Bridal Weekend, the world's most renowned ring designers. They're here on the IDC stage with hundreds of new trending styles. For this event, get special incentives on these exquisite rings. Save up to $4,500 when you buy the engagement ring and wedding band, or take advantage of 36 months zero-interest financing. And all new this year, if you're looking for a lab-grown diamond, we've got you covered. In fact, if you buy any Tacori or Viraggio set, we'll give you a lab-grown diamond for free. Don't miss the biggest bridal showcase ever at IDC, featuring the industry's leaders in handcrafted, unique, and distinctive rings. Let our experts match the ring with the perfect hand-picked natural diamond, or ask about how you can get a free lab-grown diamond up to 5 carats. It's next weekend, March 6th, 7th, and 8th, exclusively at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
We are Orlando Sports Leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
The City Beautiful now has a new team that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, nonstop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports out there, and we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com. Bring your friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team, right here in our backyard.
I'm Daniel Jeremiah.
And I am Greg Rosenthal.
I know that, Greg. We're teaming up on 40s and Free Agents, the podcast that owns the NFL offseason.
This is where teams are built. Free agency, the combine, pro days, trades. Every move matters.
From my draft boards and mock drafts
to my vaunted top 101 free agents and how rosters come together.
Quarterback movement,
surprise signings.
We'll tell you what it means and who really wins. Open your free iHeart radio app, search 40s and Free Agents, and listen now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
You've got takes, hot ones, questionable ones, the kind that your group chat can't handle. But we here on Game On absolutely can. With iHeartRadio's TalkBack feature, we call it the Rage Cage, you're not just listening to Game On, you're in the game. Tap the mic, drop your take, and send it straight to the show. Think Bianchi and I are completely wrong, which you probably do? Let us know. Search 96.9 The Game on iHeartRadio. Hit that talkback button, because sports talk shouldn't be a one-way street.
Tuesday,
UCF hoops on the game as they head out west to take BYU. Our coverage begins at 10:30. Tip time is 11 p.m. Catch every minute on your exclusive home for UCF Sports. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I was tied to my TV set yesterday morning/afternoon. It was unbelievable. The U.S. won its first gold medal in men's hockey since the Miracle on Ice back in 1980, thanks to Orlando-born Jack Hughes, who literally got his teeth knocked out earlier in the game, comes back to score the winning goal with less than 2 minutes into overtime to give the USA the 2-1 victory over Canada in the gold medal final. Here's the winning goal.
Walk across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 Miracle, the United States takes the gold.
Wow. Here's Jack Hughes after the game.
This is all about our country right now. I love the USA. I love my teammates. It's unbelievable. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we had so much support from ex-players. I'm so proud to be American today. Proud.
It was such an incredible game to grind out. I mean, you're bleeding right through it just looking at you right now. Can you just talk about how difficult this gold medal was to win?
Unbelievable game by Hellebuck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game. Unreal game by our team. That's just a ballsy, gutsy win. That's American hockey right there. That's a great Canadian team, but we're USA. We're so proud to be Americans. Tonight was all for the country.
What does this gold medal mean to USA Hockey?
It's everything. Like I said, the USA Hockey Brotherhood means so much. Look at these guys. We're such a team. We've been together for 2 weeks. We're such a team. The USA Hockey Brotherhood is so strong, and we're so proud to win for our country. This is all.
Wow. Jack Hughes, born in Orlando when his father, Jim Hughes, was an assistant coach for the Orlando Solar Bears. He only lived here as an infant, Cravs, but I'm still claiming him. We're still claiming him because moments like this belong to everybody. They belong to everybody, and if he was here for 10 minutes, I'm claiming this guy.
I think Canada wishes they could claim him because he went from Orlando to Ontario, and then he wound up playing for the United States. So
yeah,
I think everybody wants a piece of Jack Hughes right now. I'm not sure that this counts. I don't want to be the Grinch of this situation.
He was born here in Orlando. Right, I don't know which hospital, probably Arnold Palmer Hospital.
If you don't have any memories of the place, then I'm not sure that it counts. If you said, Jack, what was your favorite moment in Orlando? You would go, what? Drinking out of my baby bottle?
Getting my butt slapped when the doctor pulled me out. Do they still do that?
The cutting
they
of
don't
my
do that anymore.
umbilical cord.
They don't do that anymore, right? They don't slap the baby on the butt.
Why did they ever do that in the first place?
They would slap the
Just
baby.
to make sure he's up and out.
Shock him into breathing and everything. I think that's what they used to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not an OBGYN, so I'm not going to answer that. But I don't remember my kid being smacked. I also think I blacked out, though.
I got to tell you, again, I'm not a big hockey. Why did I say again? I am not a big hockey aficionado, as everybody knows. But watching this game yesterday was incredible. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Just Jack Hughes taking that high stick to the face, getting a couple of his teeth knocked out. He's laid sprawled on the ice. He's bleeding on the ice. In most sports, that's like, instant trip to the injury list, long dental recovery. God forbid he plays for the Magic. He would have been out for the season for crying out loud. But, man.
Why'd you have to go there? Huh? At a moment like this, where we're feeling all patriotic, you got to drag the Magic.
Well, and then afterwards, you heard his speech. He's so patriotic, so humble, so tough. And that's what hockey demands. That is what hockey demands. You have to be tough to play hockey. I mean, and watching this game, Kravitz, in this era that we live in, this polarized, divided era that we live in, I think everybody was celebrating yesterday.
I do too. But the thing that I was asking myself in the moment and then today is I was thinking about how we spin this for our audience. It was awesome, okay? And I enjoyed it, and I'm jumping up and down. My kid, who doesn't even watch hockey, is yelling USA in the living room. It was a really cool moment. But is it the same as when we were younger? You know, now I'm trying to look at things through the lens of my 6-year-old. When we were kids, we didn't understand the complexity of the nation, and the nation now is more complex than it even was back then. There wasn't as much built-up resentment, whether you're on the right or you're on the left or you're so disenfranchised with both parties that you sit somewhere in the middle. It's hard for adults in the United States right now, this is just the reality of it, to not harbor some resentment for your fellow country folk. The United States is a country where no matter where you sit in your beliefs, you think that 50% of the people in the country are full-blown idiots. And it's hard to appreciate the United States winning at the same level of passion and pure joy as I think it was in the past. Also, there's the other component, the non-political component to it, is that people are comparing this to the Miracle on Ice just because the United States won. It was the first time since then. That was predominantly amateur players, where that was the biggest moment of their lives and the biggest achievement that they could ever obtain.
Right.
For the players that were on the ice, that was not the case. I still believe the Stanley Cup is the high watermark of what you can achieve in hockey. So while it is a great moment and you feel this burst of patriotism when you watch Team USA win, I couldn't help but think, because it's pros that have a higher goal than the one that they just achieved, and because of how divided this country is, it doesn't have the same joy that
I disagree with you. I think hockey's different. I mean, the NHL players, they went into their CBA demanding that they be able to play in international competition. That was a part of their CBA because they take it seriously. They take international competition, the Four Nations, quote-unquote, exhibition, the Olympics. I mean, can you imagine this is done for the sport of hockey? To elevate the sport of hockey in this country? I mean, it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about that. Stephen A. Smith is talking about the freaking hockey team on ESPN. It's probably the first
That's
hockey.
because he's trying to run for president.
Whatever, but this was an unbelievable moment for the sport of hockey.
Text in, let us know which side of the fence you sit on. 50857. You can also hit us up in the Rage Cage. More Game On coming up right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. We all know that in sports, culture matters. And the same goes for local businesses. Well, at Don Mealy Chevrolet out there in Claremont, family and community come first. For more than 5 decades, they've served Central Florida and supported youth sports across the area. Don founded the dealership. His son Jay runs it now. And yes, he even gives customers his own personal email address. And right now, the savings are serious. 3.9% APR for 60 months on a brand new Chevy Silverado, or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Need more space? How about a new Chevy Equinox SUV with 3.9% APR for 60 months and no payments for 90 days? And I was talking to Jason, the GM, just the other day, and he said, Bulldog, tell your listeners they can get $15,000 off a new Chevy Equinox EV. How good is that? When you buy here, you give back here. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together let's drive.
We were out at Bananas Axe Cabana last week, and let me tell you, this place is a blast. Bianchi and I are still talking smack to each other about whose axe throwing was better. It was mine, by the way. 18 different interactive games, not just standard bullseyes, high-energy, fun atmosphere. They've got a friendly, knowledgeable staff, perfect mix of competition and entertainment. And on Wednesdays, they have themed trivia nights for everybody involved. This week's trivia is bad movie reviews. They're going to read 1 or 2 lines from a bad movie review, and then everyone will figure out the movie that they are for. This is all found at Bananas Axe Cabana in Lake Buena Vista. Go and check them out.
At Crush Yard, pickleball is just the beginning. You'll find a full restaurant and bar, arcade games, and plenty of space to hang out with friends. What starts as a few games often turns into food, drinks, and losing track of time. Play a match, grab a bite, catch up, or stay a while. Whether you're competitive, casual, or just along for the fun, there's something here for everyone. Learn more at crushYard.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
The riders who face Daytona Supercross are built different. Withstanding the most unforgiving and grueling track is not just a point of pride, but of pure grit and determination. This battle can only be felt in person. Witness the action unfold at the only place in Florida where the biggest names will battle it out under the lights. Daytona Supercross is built different. It's built for champions. It's built for fans. The gate drops Saturday, February 28th. There's only one place to be. Secure your tickets and trackside access at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606, powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
This is not a shock. You have been trending so well, but to finally have the dream, I'm assuming, come true that you are now a PGA Tour winner, how impactful is that?
It's something that will change my life forever, for sure. I always thought I would do it and kind of expected to do it, but until it happened, I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was going to happen, so I'm really proud.
What are you processing right now?
I just can't believe that this week turned into what it did. I have so many people that support me. My parents weren't here. I wish they were. My wife's here. I got married 2 months ago. And apart from that day, this is the coolest part of my life.
I want to emphasize another cool moment. You walked up.
And apart from that day, this is the coolest part of my life. That day ago, my wife's here. I got married to her. My parents weren't here. I wish they were. I have so many people that support me. My parents weren't here. I wish they were. My wife's here. I got married 2 months ago. And apart from that day, this is the coolest part of my life.
I want to emphasize another cool moment. You walked up the hill, and what many consider the greatest player ever greeted you as a champion. What will you remember about that?
I have a cooler handshake in my life. I have so many people that support I have so many people that support me. My parents weren't here. I wish they were. My wife's here. I got married 2 They were. My wife's here. I got married 2 months ago. And apart from that day, this is the coolest part of my life.
I want to emphasize another cool moment.
Still well below average with highs topping out near 60. From the Fox 35 Storm Center, I'm meteorologist TJ Springer.
Spring savings start early at Lowe's. Get a Cobalt 24-volt back leaf blower for just $99 and 4 bags of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil for just $10. Valid through 3/4. Soil offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Tuesday, the Orlando Magic wrap up their stay in La La Land versus the Lakers. Our coverage begins at 10 p.m. with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 10:30. Catch every minute on our sister station, FM 104.5 The Beat, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. Game On across the Sunshine State, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee. The best sports talk afternoon show in your specific market. I guarantee it. Guarantee. You can also check us out on YouTube. Our video is streaming live right now. Short bites will be available after the 5 o'clock hour. We stream the first 2 hours of the show and not the third hour because of just a little inside baseball, because of the way that we use StreamYard. The way that StreamYard is set up is if you only go for just under 2 hours, they'll let you generate clips from your show. If you go beyond that, you then have to go in and do it manually, and that, my friends, is called working harder, not smarter. So that is why we don't stream the final hour. Time for our daily coach quote.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and perhaps today's is in regards to what I just said about keeping things simple as far as the work that we do, because today's quote is about simplicity, a concept that I have been thinking about more and more lately. How can I simplify many, many things in my life to just streamline efficiency? Simplicity should not be your goal, but the byproduct of a good idea and modest expectations. That is the quote. And to piggyback off of that, Steve Jobs is somebody that really subscribed to the belief of if you're not keeping it simple. Albert Einstein also, you can find some Albert Einstein quotes about simplicity. But Steve Jobs always said, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. And this is the guy that created the most profitable, simple/complicated device in the history of mankind. The beauty of the iPhone is its simplicity. It's just a rectangle. It's a little glass rectangle with some that anybody can use. It's the reason why it's become as popular as it is. While it's a complicated device internally, it's the simplicity is the reason why it sells.
Kravitz, you know quotes like that go all the way back to ancient times. Have you ever heard of the famous philosopher/warrior Sun Tzu?
Of course.
The Art of War is his famous book. And
I'm still trying to get through it.
Yeah. You are?
No, I'm not.
You don't.
It's like 100,000 pages.
Is it?
It's huge. It's like one of the biggest books ever.
Well, I'm sure
I think it's bigger than the thesaurus.
I'm sure that's bigger than War and Peace. I'm sure
maybe that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. No, the art of that's War and Peace. I was gonna say Sun Tzu, or it was like back in before they had pens, for crying out loud. Anyway, Sun Tzu once said, simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's what Apple is.
Exactly. So this goes back as far as history will take us, and that is our message for you today. Today's text question, as it is every Monday, it's a Meltdown Mood Check Monday. What grinds your gears?
Grinds my gears.
What is it? Tell us. 50857 is how you can text it in, or you can let your voice be heard, as many have already, on the iHeart Radio talkback. We call it the Rage Cage. What's pissing you off, Mike?
And if you're really good, you win a pair of tickets to go see the Arnold Palmer.
Not just see it, but enjoy it like a VIP.
Yeah, weekend
in the fan deck.
Yeah, weekend passes to the fan deck if you get in that Rage Cage, and tell us what grinds your gears.
I was at Starbucks today, grabbing my midday coffee, and I look around. I walked into the store. I didn't do the drive-thru. And almost every table inside of Starbucks, this is about 10 a.m., was full. Everybody was there, had their laptops out,
right,
clanking away, looking like they're writing their novel. And I just want to go up to these people and say, what are you actually doing? What are you doing here? One guy, full suit, had his laptop out, took a phone call. He's pacing around the store like, dude, this is not your office. This is a coffee shop. That frustrates me.
I've always wondered why people people who go to Starbucks every day and probably spend, I don't know, if you're there for a while, you're probably buying a couple cups of coffee.
I guess
probably spending $10 a day or something, right?
That sounds
$10 a day. That's $50 a week. That's $200 a month. For that $200, you could go buy yourself a nice espresso maker, and you could sit at home and do your work.
I think that Starbucks is such a popular place that if I'm putting my understanding cap on, there's a lot of people that live in this city, and I'm sure that some of them, maybe they're having their floors redone and they can't stay at home, or maybe their house is toxic, or Jaden's shaking his head because you think what I think when I'm there. You just want the attention. You just want to look busy to other people.
They want to look important.
That's exactly it. That's what it feels like. But then I try and be understanding. The other thing is, part of the reason why I had to stop at Starbucks in the middle of the day today is because I did my taxes, and that gives me a headache, so I have to go get caffeine after the fact. The fees, so they give you the number, hey, you're getting this back on your return, and I go, I'm still at the point where my returns are pretty good, so you love that, and then they go, now you have to pay for me doing the taxes for you, and it cuts into the overall amount too much.
Do you have an accountant?
Yeah. And she's very good, but she's very expensive.
How much?
I don't want to say it because then I'll feel like if it's too high, I'm going to be embarrassed.
Well, go ahead.
It's $500.
Well, that's what I pay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not that bad then. Maybe I shouldn't be so frustrated. I don't think it would be so bad if they gave you the return right away and then just took $500 out of it. But you got to pay the $500 and then wait for the money.
The worst is you pay the fee and you have to pay money to the government. That's what I usually have to do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's how you know you're rolling in the dough. Okay, we don't want that newspaper money, Mike. Text in, let us know what's grinding your gears today. 50857. More Monday's Game On the way after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You know how every championship team starts with a game plan. Doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, baseball, hockey, Talent alone won't win you the title. You need strategy. You need coaching. You need somebody looking at the big picture. That's exactly how I started thinking about my retirement. I've talked about Trajan Wealth for a while now, but I'm actually a client now, and let me tell you, they made retirement planning simple. No pressure, no confusing jargon, just clear, honest advice from fiduciaries who put your goals first. I thought I had things in good shape until they gave my plan a second look. Turns out there were some big opportunities I was missing. Now I've got a real financial game plan. I feel more confident. I feel more prepared. I feel honestly relieved. If you've ever wondered whether your plan could be better, get a second opinion. Build your own championship strategy with Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. Or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Client. Paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
The Orlando Valkyries are cruising right now, one of the top teams in MLV. If you have not had a chance to catch a Valkyries game live yet, I cannot recommend it enough. Top flight entertainment delivered by top-tier athletes. Volleyball, admittedly, not a game that I grew up watching, but its frenetic pace and intensity is so addicting when you get into it. Also, coming soon, volleyball's biggest stars will be here in Orlando. The second annual MLV All-Star Match is scheduled for Saturday, March 28th. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com and search MLV All-Star Game.
Crews still working on that accident, I-4 eastbound before 5:35. Road Ranger is on the scene. However, the left lane still remains blocked. Slowdowns on Florida Turnpike North.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball. And yeah, just making a push. We expect to be playing our best basketball in this stretch of the season. So just figuring it out. And yeah, making a push towards the end of the year.
Do you guys talk about it? Felt like coming into the season, you all were discussed as a team that's going to really make some noise in the East. How do you view yourselves and your own expectations?
Yeah, it's been a different season for us, battling injuries, different dudes, but pretty similar to where we've been the last couple of years. We feel like, we got a lot of talent. We feel like we can compete with anybody in the East, so we're looking forward to this last stretch, cleaning some things up. Just getting ready to, make a playoff push and seeing what we can do from there.
Health is the name of the game.
Sure.
You all added to your coaching staff, Sham God, in this past season. I'm curious if you want to pull out his move on him. Have you ever done that in a practice yet?
Of course. I actually did it. I did it in the Houston game this year. That's the first time I was able to find it, but it's always fun, doing that whole thing with him, his own move, the Sham God, and just having him in the gym has been good for me and everybody else on the team.
And then it's kind of fun when you can look over to the sidelines and say, yeah, you see what I did there.
For sure.
Maybe that was the first time you were able to pull that out was the Houston game, but we've seen a couple of highlights for you this season that shouldn't just be contained to the small screen. I think they need the big board. So let's take a little walk, because you've had 64 dunks this season.
64.
Yeah, that is already more, my friend, than double your last two seasons combined. That's more than your last two seasons combined. So we thought we would pull out your top three, at least that we see here. So let's start at number 3, if we could, please, Director Matt.
This early in the year.
This is early in the year. What do we think?
Nice pass, good defensive offense clip. We love those in Orlando, so good clip, good lob.
And it's on VJ.
Yeah.
That's a little side note. Okay, that's at number 3. At number 2, we're going to go into the colorful courts of the in-season tournament.
Yeah, this
is against Philly again. What's with you in Philly?
I don't know. This one was crazy. I had to go in this game. Jay Suggs was looking for me all night, and we just linked up on this, this lob.
You had to figure what number 1 was going to be right. This is worldwide.
For sure.
In Berlin.
I don't know. This was crazy. I didn't really even see all these defenders in the time, but I was just trying to get down here and make a play. It was a close game, so.
And then you get a poster like this. Can you put up an actual poster of your poster?
I would personally.
You personally would?
I haven't, but definitely something I got to get. get in the crib when
Maybe
that comes.
make a print of this one if you're gonna have one. This would be the one. Dunk of the year so far?
In my opinion, but I don't make the rules, so.
Well, I'll make the rules and say that we think that this has been the dunk of the year. Any chance that maybe we could see one top this in the future?
I think so. I think I got more dunks. I can do some more contact than this.
Okay. All right. More contact than 4 defenders. You heard it here first. Anthony Black, thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the season. We appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeart Radio. One tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local stations. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcast. Search sports on iHeart Radio and lock in.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. I love playing El Campeon, the Champion. It was founded in 1917 and is one of the most storied courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them the Bulldog sent you and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. How about renting a boat at the marina and exploring the largest chain of lakes in Florida? And when the day winds down, relax at the spa or one of their fabulous on-site restaurants, including the newly opened Conquistador, born from Mission Resort's historic Spanish-accented past. Mission Resort would also like to invite everyone out to the Howey Artesian Market, February 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information on the market or to book reservations for the restaurant, hotel, or golf tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort and Club, your next great escape is closer than you think.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, and iHeart Radio Station. Guaranteed human.
What's up, everybody? This is Emmitt Smith.
Smith up the middle. Bounces at the 10, to the 5, up to the right, up to the left. Oh, no! Emmitt Smith.
You're listening to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I absolutely love it when America can come together and root on a team that they barely think about just so we can crush the hopes and dreams of a country whose number one sport we are now going to dominate. USA, all the way, all day, baby. The 250th, oh yeah, we just got a big gold medal to stick on top of that birthday cake for the USA, baby.
That was Charles in the rage cage playing into Canada.
Lord Commander Charles, and that's what made it even sweeter. Canada, they've had some hard feelings about America here recently. Yeah, and I got a little offended when President Trump wanted to have Canada be our 51st state. We'll make them our 51st state.
But that's sort of my point.
What?
As you said, Canada has hard feelings for America. Half of America has hard feelings for America. It takes away some of the overall joy.
No, it doesn't. No, not when it cut. No, this actually, for once, brings everybody together. You think any American was rooting for Canada? yesterday?
No, I don't. I don't think that. I just don't think. Well, unless Jaden bet on them, I don't know.
I did not.
I just don't think. I think that there are a lot of Americans that don't cheer as hard for the country anymore because they're disenfranchised with it, and it's not just like a one-sided thing. I think it works both ways.
Well, you can't compare. I mean, you said earlier this wasn't the miracle on ice. Well, no, you can't compare beating Canada at something when it's NHL players against NHL players against, you can't compare that to the Americans beating the Soviet Union, which was the ultimate, villain back in the day. That's different. Of course, that was more unifying because it was a bunch of American amateurs beating the ultimate villain. Now it's America beats Canada, which is, they are our neighbors to the north. It's not like we have any hard, bitter feelings toward Canada.
And my general take on this is it's not that you, as an American, don't enjoy watching your country win gold medals. It's not about a yes or no binary situation. This is it as joyful as it used to be because of the division in the country? I think the division in the country has taken some of the zest off the top, a little icing off of the cake, as far as it's not, I don't know. Like, I feel like when we say it's unifying and everybody comes together, that's just so pie in the sky, as you would say, Pollyanna thinking. I don't think that we are not healed. And so the gold medal count for the United States at this stage in my life, and I think for a lot of folks, it just doesn't feel the same. It's not bad. You still like it. You still love it. And I was in my living room cheering heavily for the United States, of course. It's just a little bit of bloom off the rose.
Well, again, it's different now because the Olympics back then was the American way of life against the Soviet way of life. That's what the Olympics stood for. So of course it was unified. For if this had been if hockey was China's national sport and it had been China against the United States, then you would have seen some unifying. There we go.
That's what I'm talking
because
about.
it would have been China versus the United States, China's way of life versus the American way of life.
We just had this like in the 90s, early 2000s, even there was this idealized image of what America is, and we're so far removed from that the question I'm asking myself, and this is not definitive, I just think it's an interesting point of view to bring up, is do the golds feel the same as when you had this idealized image of the country that you live in? Because that has changed. No matter what side you're on, we know that it is naive to think that half this country doesn't hate the other half and vice versa. And you can have little pockets and little moments where you come together, but there's still that exists. Does it take away from celebrating together?
Interesting.
That's my thought bubble in all of this. But still happy about the gold, of course. And there's another thought bubble that has popped into my head, Mike. Desmond Bain now the most electrifying scorer on the Orlando Magic. So where does that leave Paolo Banchero in the discussion of the Magic star hierarchy? We're going to get into that topic and more coming up 60 seconds away right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Hit us up in the Rage Cage. Your shot at Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets will send you to the fan deck VIP style if you win. And you can win by letting your voice be heard on the iHeart Radio talkback. Just tap that microphone icon and let it fly like we got from Charles moments ago. Text in.
Absolutely. Can I say one thing?
Please.
If I were a listener, okay, I could win the prize every day. It's so easy to win the prize. I mean, all you have to do is get on the talkback line and be animated, provocative, loud, clever, whatever. Just be a little bit unique and a little bit.
Even if you make fun of us, we're good with that.
Right. It would be so easy to win the prize. I think when I retire, I'm going to listen to you every day because you'll still be on and win the prize every day.
Okay. Hey, get in line, Mikey. Get in line. You wrote over the weekend that the Magic can't sit and feel sorry for themselves given their injuries, most specifically to Franz Wagner. Jalen Suggs has been out for the last couple of games also, that this is who they are, and they need to go win with what they've got. And it's a good point made by you. Boston's doing it. They don't have Tatum, and they're still cruising in the Eastern Conference. Oklahoma City is doing it. OKC this past weekend beat a fully stacked Cleveland Cavaliers team that just added James Harden, who's playing well with Cleveland. Evan Mobley was back in the lineup. SGA didn't play. Jalen Williams didn't play. Alex Caruso didn't play. And the Thunder still beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. So much of the success or failure of the teams in this league come down to organizational and structural cultures. Right. It's how Miami went to the NBA Finals with Jimmy Butler and a bunch of misfits. There's an ecosystem that is built. We spend so much time focusing on stars, and believe me, that still matters. It's not like OKC, even without those guys, doesn't have good players. Chet Holmgren's a star. For the Celtics, Jaylen Brown's a star. Peyton Pritchard's an emerging star. You still have to have good players. You can't win in the NBA without it. But how is it that you have these? This league where these stars at the top level are so important, so disproportionately valuable than almost every other position, every other star in any other sport. The only comparison to being a top level star in the NBA and any other sport is a quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
And yet these teams are still getting by with massive success. Boston is legitimately, without Tatum, one of the best teams in the NBA. OKC, even without their best players, still play like one of these teams that can dominate anyone in the NBA. So that just backs up your point that the Magic have to find that within themselves to just be structurally better than what they've been, even if Franz is out and even if Jalen is out. And a question does arise from this because now we've seen the Magic on 3 games in the West Coast road trip where Desmond Bane has been hands down the best offensive player on the team. 34 points or more in 2 straight. He's got 4 straight games north of 55% shooting from 3-point range and 4 or 5 straight where he shot better than 60% from the field. I mean, he has been unquestionably the offensive engine of this team. And the thought that it raises for me, Mike, is that if Paolo's best attribute is offense, and yet his offensive game now is arguably the 3rd best on the team when Franz is healthy. Him and Franz are basically equal in that regard, in my opinion. But Franz is significantly better on defense. So Franz is the best overall player. I said at the beginning of the season, everybody looked at me like I had 2 heads, and now it's a consensus opinion. Franz is the best overall player on the Magic. Desmond Bane is the best offensive player on the Magic. He's driving the bus. Where does this leave Paolo Banchero?
Where does it leave Paolo Banchero? It leaves Paolo Banchero with the feeling among fans and probably Paolo himself and probably the Magic coaching staff that Paolo needs to take that next step. Or more precisely, Paolo, I said this last week, he's digressed this year in some ways. He's digressed. He hasn't emerged. He hasn't taken that next step. And again, he's still young, 23 years old. You always have to add that caveat. But when you're that young, you expect players. What is he in now? Is this his fourth year?
Yep.
This is his fourth year. This is the time where you expect the player to start becoming who he is. And right now, you're right. What Desmond Bain has been able to do since the Magic made the deal for him, I said it earlier in the show today, and I'll reiterate it now. I think Desmond Bain is the MVP of the Magic right now. Without Desmond Bain, because of the injury situation with Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero earlier, Jalen Suggs throughout, Desmond Bain is available. He's the heart. To me, I mean, we say Jalen Suggs is the heart and soul of the team, but Desmond Bain this year has been the heart and soul of this team. He's an enforcer. He gives the team attitude. He gives the team scoring and three-point shooting. He is the MVP of the team right now. Franz Wagner, arguably, is their best player. So, yeah, where does Paolo fit in right now? Now, obviously, he's a really good player, but he needs to be better. He needs to be better.
He needs to be better in terms of fitting into the flow of what this team needs. I don't think some people are going to listen to me even asking that question and think that I'm somehow dogging Paolo or that I don't believe that he's a potential superstar player. I do believe that. But it comes down to putting the Lego pieces together. If Paolo isn't making you better at areas where you need to be better, then what is he doing? What is his role? He was, before Desmond Bain, if Franz wasn't on the floor, and even when Franz was, given the way that they operated, he was the best offensive player on the team. But I think what we're learning is that he was the best because of volume, not because of efficiency. Now that he's asked to do less because you have somebody as skilled as Desmond Bain, and when Franz is on the floor, you now have multiple players that can fill it up, and you don't have to do that. He's not nearly as effective. You don't have to score the basketball to be effective. You have to be efficient to be effective. And he is one of the least efficient players in the NBA given his overall level of usage. I think that's
what do you mean by that? Like, give me a number that would back that up.
So, okay, 39% is the number of that's his shooting percentage when Paolo is in isolation. 39%. I'm going to give you what this means in relative terms.
Okay.
I mentioned this in passing last week, and I wanted to make sure that I did the research on it. That way I could bring a number to it. When Paolo has the ball in his hands for 6 seconds or more, his shooting percentage is, and then he shoots the ball. So he's got the ball in his hands 6 seconds or more, and then a shot goes up. His shooting percentage in those situations, this is per NBA.com, by the way, 39%. For relative terms, Luka Doncic, who does this all the time, has the ball in his hands for 6 seconds or more, shoots 55% in those situations. Paolo's percentage should be significantly higher. So if he has the ball and is holding it to get his shot, that shot is an inefficient shot based on the numbers.
Right.
Paolo also, now, okay, well, Desmond Bain can handle, so let him handle the ball, and Paolo can just find a spot. Paolo is not a good off-ball player, and it makes sense when in his life as he had to be off-ball. He's Paolo Banchero. He's the number 1 overall pick. He went to Duke. He was a star there. He's been on his way to becoming a superstar with the Magic, with the ball in his hand the whole time. I think we've reached a point where he's got to figure out how to impact wins and losses without the ball touching his hands.
So what you're saying is, what you're saying is this new Magic style of play, this new tempo style of play, doesn't fit Paolo Banchero's game.
I don't think it does. Now, does that mean that it can't? No, it could. I think the coaching staff needs to figure out, and I think that believe me, if I figure this out, professional NBA coaches figured this out a couple of weeks ago. I think they need to figure out a different way to use Paolo to optimize his abilities, because right now it kind of feels like the person that's supposed to be your best player, he feels lost in the shuffle. And that's without Franz on the floor. Rebounds, assists, like he still impacts the game, but not nearly as much as Paolo Banchero should. They've got to figure out that component, because if they don't, you have yourself somebody that you have to seriously consider, what is he worth on the trade market? If Paolo isn't putting us over the top, another team would want him, and you can get somebody that comes in and fills the gaps of the things that you don't do well.
Like Giannis?
Like Giannis would be one of them because of what he can do defensively. That would be a gap that Paolo's not filling. I don't think that we're there yet, but there are clearly answers that need to be solved as far as the way that he's being used, and I hope that all of that breakdown made sense. Up next, Champs and Chumps Part 1 after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
This is the Bulldog in Florida. You don't just prepare for sunshine, you prepare for storms. We know that. Acclaim Impact windows from Renewal by Andersen are built specifically for our climate. Heat, usually heat, cold tonight, but heat, humidity, high winds. These windows are engineered for impact protection and long-term durability. And during Free Window February, when you buy 4 windows or patio doors, you get the 5th free, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. That is what you call smart investing in your home's comfort, safety, and yes, value. Windows should not be disposable. They should stand the test of time. Renewal by Andersen replaces builder grade windows every day. Don't wait until yours fail, please. Upgrade your home's lineup today. Offer ends February 28th. Restrictions apply. So whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
We're still dealing with an accident, I-4 eastbound before State Route 535. Left lane there is blocked. Heavy delays now, I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and 535. Also a slow ride on Florida's Turnpike northbound between Clay Wally and Osceola Parkway. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Audible. It's time to take care of you. Who better to help you than the top voices in well-being on Audible? Kickstart your well-being journey with your first audiobook free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com/wellbeing.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
The riders who face Daytona Supercross are built different. Withstanding the most unforgiving and grueling track is not just a point of pride, but of pure grit and determination. This battle can only be felt in person. Witness the action unfold at the only place in Florida where the biggest names will battle it out under the lights. Daytona Supercross is built different. It's built for champions. It's built for fans. The gate drops Saturday, February 28th. There's only one place to be. Secure your tickets and trackside access at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
How do we respond to lowball offers from insurance companies?
With relentless litigation.
For the justice you're entitled to after an accident, you know who to call.
Make it a Farrah fight. Fair and Farrah.
Orlando.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a phone. Let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Don't just listen to Game On, watch us. Find the show on YouTube by searching 96.9 The Game. Catch all
model. Get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Call or go online at firestoneauto.com to book today.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. Sports feed all in one place with iHeart Radio. From the pursuit of gold, golden goal, to the bracket busting in March.
You think you know what's going to happen, but it never goes as scripted.
From the first pitch in spring training,
Ohtani tees off,
to the dreams of the NFL draft.
With the first pick,
you're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeart Radio and lock in.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Michael Eric Dyson for the Bail Project.
Our founders drafted the 8th Amendment to prohibit excessive cash bail. They never meant for it to hold people in jail. They knew excessive bail would create one system of justice for the rich and one for everyone else. But today, cash bail traps people in jail before they've even had their day in court. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. No filters, no favorites, just facts. Let's find out who showed up and who showed out. It's time for Champ or Chump.
Champs and Chumps brought to you by Trey Flynn Law. Your free case evaluation, just a click or a phone call away. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today?
Call Trey.
That's right. Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets up for grabs. We'll send you to the fan deck for the weekend. Let's get to our Champs and Chumps. It's the weekend's best versus the weekend's worst. My champ, I mean, obviously, I think all of our champs would go the way of Team USA, the men's and women's hockey team pulling in the gold. Take that, Canada. Beat them twice. But to veer off of that path for a moment, a guy by the name of Jacob Bridgman, holding on for dear life at Genesis this weekend, started the Sunday rounds with a 6-shot lead. He stretched it to 7, 12 holes to play, and wound up winning by 1 with Rory McIlroy on his tail. He became the first player since Adam Scott in 2005 to play Riviera for the first time and leave with the trophy, and he was in tears.
I have so many people that support me. My parents weren't here. I wish they were. My wife's here. I got married 2 months ago. And apart from that day, this is the coolest part of my life.
Wow.
That's me after I win a bet on a Tuesday night. Outside of the birth of my son, this is the best moment.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really cool. Man, Scotty Scheffler, by the way, finished 12th. What a bum.
He was coming. The winner was coming apart at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing he had a 7-stroke lead at one point. If this was a 19-hole fourth round, I think he probably would have lost it, but wound up hanging on. Good for him. He's my champ of the week.
My champ. You mentioned it. Everybody's champ has to be our boy Jack Whitaker. I'm sorry, Jack Whitaker. Do you know who Jack Whitaker is?
Was he a baseball player?
No, he's a famous announcer back in the day. Jack Hughes, Orlando-born Jack Hughes, all right? What he did yesterday, I'm not a hockey fan. I am not a hockey fan. I make fun of hockey fans, all right? But what Jack Hughes and that Team USA Olympic squad did yesterday, they had me on the edge of my seat at I don't even know what time it started, but I was on the edge of my seat the entire.
It was like 10 a.m.
Sunday morning into Sunday early afternoon. I was on the edge of my seat watching a hockey match. That is never, not even when my Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup. I've never watched hockey in that way. And then when he got his teeth knocked out, and he comes back and scores the winning goal. That was, I mean, we do our inspirational, motivational quotes of the day. That was inspirational and motivational. When he scored that winning goal, I jumped up off of my couch and was chanting USA by myself in my living room. Do we have the winning goal, by the way?
Now Jack Hughes takes it around the clock. United States with numbers. Back across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States.
USA! USA! USA!
For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold.
That was
unbelievable. And they were outplayed if you just look at shots on goal.
Oh, yeah, Canada.
Key metric.
Yeah, Canada. And, yeah, that goalkeeper, though, good Lord, for the Americans, he was incredible. Incredible.
By the way, if we're going to stay on hockey, my chump, Canadian crybabies, Canada head coach John Cooper and the star forward
of the Lightning.
Right.
Okay.
Nathan McKinnon were not pleased with the overtime loss. After the game, Cooper said, quote, "You take 4 players off the ice. Now it's hockey. Now hockey is not hockey anymore. There's a reason overtime and shootouts are in play. It's all TV driven to end games, so it's not a long time. There's a reason why it's not the Stanley Cup final or the playoffs." We actually have post game of John Cooper talking to the media. You big Canadian baby. I'm sorry. Were the United States playing by the same rules as you? Yeah. Do you have any rebuttal for that, John? You got anything? John,
you there?
Oh, did mommy get you the bottle? John.
There he is. Yeah. Plus, that 3-on-3 is exciting.
Yeah.
That is exciting to watch. And it's not true hockey. I mean, hockey's 5-on-5, not 3-on-3, but it's still.
You've got 3 periods to figure out how to win it.
Right.
With regular hockey. Right. Yeah, damn right.
Sing it, Lee.
I know I'm
free.
And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I
stand up
next to you and defend her.
Oh, yeah. That should have been your Super Bowl halftime show, by the way, Lee Greenwood. All right. Quick chump. You ready?
I'm ready.
The Orlando Magic for not having a statue of anybody. I just saw where Pat Riley just got a statue built by the Lakers. He's in an Armani suit with his arm raised up. Why can't we have a statue? Why can't the Magic have a statue? I mean,
there's a statue. There's a statue on the corner on Church Street where there's like a lady pointing at the garage.
She's like pointing up to the Geico garage.
I don't know what that is.
That's like But, here's what we need to do. We need a statue. Okay, you're not going to put a statue of Shaq, obviously, or Dwight.
Why, obviously? They retired his jersey.
But no statue after you bolted. No, you get no statue for that, all right? They need to build a statue of Pat Williams and Jimmy Hewitt. Pat Williams and Jimmy Hewitt, the guys who founded the Magic. I don't know. Build a statue of them, like celebrating the Magic getting a team or Orlando getting an NBA team. That would be a great statue. Why can't we have that? Start from the beginning. That's the beginning of the Magic. Build a statue of Pat Williams and Jimmy Hewitt.
Is there any other team that's built a statue
for their founders? For the founders of the first professional sports team in a city?
These other franchises are putting up statues for all-time great players and coaches that won championships, and our statue would be the team exists?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pat Williams kissing the lottery ball? Now I could see that as a statue. That's an iconic image.
You got to put Jimmy Hewitt in there, too. Yeah, without him, there would be no Magic. I mean, he's the guy who got the whole ball rolling, for crying out loud.
We have got audio on top of audio. We're going to get to the best of all of it, mic'd up on a Monday, coming your way after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. Paolo Banchero in the paint like Sherwin-Williams.
They'll get it to Niederhauser on the roll. He just forced it up on the rim. He missed it. Liddell takes a rebound over to Payne. Now Banchero leaks out, attacking the rim. He'll dunk it down.
You're gearing up for game day. Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night, and your best stop before the game. Go to toolsacehardware.com and go Magic.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. I love playing El Campeon, the Champion. It was founded in 1917 and is one of the most storied courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them the Bulldog sent you and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. How about renting a boat at the marina and exploring the largest chain of lakes in Florida? And when the day winds down, relax at the spa or one of their fabulous on-site restaurants, including the newly opened Conquistador, born from Mission Resort's historic Spanish-accented past. Mission Resort would also like to invite everyone out to the Howey Artesian Market, February 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information on the market or to book reservations for the restaurant, hotel, or golf tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort and Club, your next great escape is closer than you think.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Host an event they'll never forget at Crush Yard. Designed for group gatherings of all kinds, Crush Yard makes it easy to bring people together for team events, birthday parties, and milestone celebrations. With pickleball courts, great food and drinks, and flexible space to play or relax, everything comes together in one place. We handle the details so you can focus on your guests and enjoy the moment. It's an interactive, high-energy experience everyone will remember. Learn more at crushyard.com.
International Diamond Center makes getting the ring of her dreams easier than ever. March 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's our annual Tacori and Verragio Bridal Weekend, the world's most renowned ring designers. They're here on the IDC stage with hundreds of new trending styles. For this event, get special incentives on these exquisite rings. Save up to $4,500 when you buy the engagement ring and wedding band, or take advantage of 36 months zero-interest financing. And all new this year, if you're looking for a lab-grown diamond, we've got you covered. In fact, if you buy any Tacori or Verragio setting, we'll give you a lab-grown diamond for free. Don't miss the biggest bridal showcase ever at IDC, featuring the industry's leaders in handcrafted, unique, and distinctive rings. Let our experts match the ring with the perfect hand-picked natural diamond, or ask about how you can get a free lab-grown diamond up to 5 carats. It's next weekend, March 6th, 7th, and 8th, exclusively at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millenia. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like 2 delicious desserts just high-fived. Snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Staples has hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends April 18th. Visit staples.com/print for details.
In sports, all coaches know the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. That's true on the field, and it's true with your finances. When Trajan Wealth reviewed my plan, they showed me where I was dropping the ball. That old 401k, it was just sitting there collecting dust. They got it back in the game and built a strategy around my goals and timeline. Markets may be volatile these days, but Trajan Wealth focuses on your unique situation, not some cookie cutter formula. They are fiduciaries who put you first. So don't settle for poor performance in your retirement. Get your financial playbook in order. Call Trajan Wealth at 407-204-0300 and tell them Mike Bianchi sent you. Or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
UCF edge rushers Malachi Lawrence and Nigel Kelly, they'll try to improve their NFL draft stock this week at the Scouting Combine. After beating the Clippers for their second win in their last 3 games, the Magic will stay in Los Angeles and will take on LeBron and the Lakers tomorrow night. And American skier Lindsey Vonn said on social media today that surgery saved her from losing her left leg after that crash at the Olympics. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Allstate.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you by Adventure Boat Share. I've told you about it many times. It's unlimited hassle-free boating, and you don't have to own a boat. You pay 1 monthly fee. You can go boating anytime you want, any kind of boat you want, ski boat, fishing boat, pontoon boat. They have any kind of boat you want. Check them out, adventureboatshare.com. And don't forget to tell them the Bulldog sent you. All right, let's start Mic'd Up with another Mike Tirico, the host of the Olympics. And here was Mike Tirico signing off of the Olympic coverage yesterday.
Because of a drought that almost lasted a half century, those teams are revered. They are held on to forever. And what happened today doesn't take away from the greatness of those teams or the meaning that those teams have in U.S. hockey. But what you saw today was the build of a generation, inspired perhaps by that team that lost in 2010 in Vancouver to the Sidney Crosby golden goal in overtime. Or the team where TJ Oshie had all those shootout goals in 2014. That's when these guys were doing what you're doing, watching on TV. And they were young, and they were living the dream. So for all the young people out there, not just the hockey, but all the Olympics you've watched, those dreams are formed now. Go chase them and go get them. Because our country loves sports, and it brings us together unlike anything else. And if you didn't know that, if you haven't been watching the last 2 weeks, you saw it in Team USA Hockey, winning the gold over their arch-rival Canada here in Milan to wrap up these 25th Olympic Winter Games.
Wow, that was good. That was eloquent by Mike Tirico, who's obviously a very eloquent broadcaster. And I got to tell you, Kravitz, what that match did for hockey, not just, youth hockey, for the NHL, because those were NHL players out there, and there's a reason that the NHL encourages its players to take part in the Olympics, because the people who watched that hockey game yesterday, they don't usually watch the NHL, most of them, all right, like me. We don't usually watch the NHL. That may get people watching a little more hockey, all right? That was incredible.
You just said they encourage them play. Are we sure that that's true, that they encourage playing internationally? Because they just started playing in the Olympics again.
I should have said the NHL players themselves fought to be able to play internationally. And I believe the NHL has come around to saying, hey, this is pretty good marketing for our sport.
Yeah, NHL, not exactly known for its tier 1 marketing over the years.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, how could they not love this? Yeah. How many people in this country were unfamiliar with Jack Hughes yesterday that are familiar with him now? And even some that maybe had heard the name. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Prior to yesterday, I knew who Jack Hughes was. If you said, where does he play, I would not have been able to give you an answer unless I lucked into the New Jersey Devils. Now I know.
And you certainly wouldn't have known he's Orlando's own, born right here in Central Florida.
He lived here for 3 days. Okay, we don't get the claim.
Whatever. Here's Charles Barkley talking about what they need to do about the tanking issue in the NBA.
I've always suggested this rule. I don't think any NBA team should be able to raise their ticket prices if they're below 500. You cannot raise your ticket prices if your team is below 500. I think they should make that a rule in every sport, to be honest with you.
That'd be interesting, Chuckster. That'd be some incentive.
It'd be, but no, not even if you're still trying to tank, you can't raise your ticket prices because then you're getting your cake and eat it too. Which I'm for getting your cake and
eating it too. Yes,
but you should not be able to try to lose. So I've said there's two things. Number one, every team in the lottery should get one ping pong ball. They shouldn't give you more balls.
So everybody, and that came out the other day too. Hey, maybe we're thinking about everybody's on the same level playing field.
Because the team that had the worst record, I think, has only got the number one pick like 2 out of 25 years. So give everybody one ping pong ball.
If you don't make the playoffs.
But also, this is another one. If you trade a pick, it's gone.
The last two I completely agree with. Yeah, he's saying we went down the whole list.
Yeah,
we agreed.
Flatten the lottery.
Flatten the lottery and no more pick protections. If you trade a pick, that's it.
Right.
Your pick is gone. It doesn't matter where that pick lands in the draft, just like the NFL draft or the Major League Baseball draft. The first one is so dumb. So incredibly dumb. First of all, if a team is tanking and you, the consumer, buy the product at a higher price than it was the year before, that's your fault.
Right.
Not the team's fault.
Yeah.
You don't have to, nobody's forcing you to buy tickets.
I would never buy tickets for a tanking team.
And the team here used to tank.
Right.
The tickets were very cheap. Very cheap. And maybe they raised the prices, but if you just go on the secondary market, when the Magic were at their worst, you could get into that arena for $5.
Right.
Guaranteed. I think maybe to piggyback off of his idea, which wasn't good, the arenas shouldn't be able to charge you for beer. Your first beer should just be free. If you're tanking, I get a beer. If I'm coming to the game, I get a beer. Then I'll buy the second one if I want a second one.
So Pat Riley, we talked about this earlier. They built a statue of him outside the Lakers arena. It's Pat Riley, obviously a great coach for the Lakers back in the day. Coach Magic Johnson and Kareem, the Showtime Lakers. So they had a statue built of Riley in an Armani suit. Here's Pat Riley talking about the wardrobe of today's coaches.
So I never change much. I think what the coaches wear, I was thinking back to coats and ties. I think an audience wants to see somebody on the sidelines who looks like a leader, dresses like a leader, acts like a leader.
Okay. I always thought coaches wearing these $5,000 suits or $10,000 suits like Pat Riley used to wear, I always thought that was the most ridiculous thing in the world. They're coaches. They're not like executives going into a boardroom, right? They're coaches coaching a basketball game. Why are they wearing Armani suits? I like the way they do it now. They're dressed more casually, obviously. What do they have? What are these things called?
Quarter zips.
Yeah, they've got.
They all wear quarter zips.
They all wear quarter zips. To me, that's what a coach should look like.
I dress like an NBA coach pretty much every day,
right.
as do you, Mike. I think that basketball coaches should go the MLB route and wear the basketball uniform.
No, we definitely don't want that. We definitely don't want that. Did you see Stan Van Gundy in a basketball uniform? Even though he's not coaching anymore.
Come on, that would be pure comedy. It's so funny when you think about it that baseball does that. Could you imagine Mike McCarthy standing on the sideline? He's got pads and a helmet on.
Speaking of you said the Charles Barkley idea about not being able to raise ticket prices if you're tanking. Paul Pierce had an idea. I want to get your.
Oh God, I saw this.
Yeah, here it is. Paul Pierce.
This is what I honestly think they should do with the 3-point line. I think the 3-point line should be an LED line that just comes and goes. Like you can turn it off and turn it back on at certain times of the game. Like if you're down 10 or 3 minutes in the 4 minutes,
it's like trying to have a 4-point play, like certain
it just should be on
at the end of
it's
the
just
game.
ridiculous how I've watched games where like Lex 3 minutes were all three.
Okay, is that one of those podcasts you were talking about last week?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Where people talk nonsense, huh?
Just a waste of time. A total waste of time. And I'm not saying that every conversation that Bianchi and I have is of the utmost importance, but we have an airwave to fill. We don't so there has to be something on here, and then our bosses choose to put us in this time slot. What they're doing doesn't even need to exist. If it didn't exist, everybody would just go about their lives just fine, but instead Paul Pierce has to go to some room, sit in front of a microphone and go, I have a dumb idea. Why don't we create fluorescent lights?
LED light for the 3-point line. Yeah.
I heard Major League Baseball is thinking of the same idea. They're going to take the fence out in the outfield. They go, whoop, oh, third inning. We're going to raise it up 5 feet. What are we at the carnival, Paul? Get out of here.
The fun house.
Up next, your talkbacks from the first 2 hours right here on Game On.